On this episode, we talk about pricing, entering new markets, and chatbots. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 59 of the AskEngine show. It is a fantastic day. Things are starting to super get buzzy around here.
Yeah.
I got to the coffee shop at 6:30 and I've not breathed since 6:30 and it's like 11 now.
Have to block our calendars off for shows from now on.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're it's 4 o'clock. We need you to show.
Exactly. But we're super excited to get in. We've got 3 questions today, getting back to the original cadence of the show. Just super happy. I don't think that we as a culture talk about just excited. I don't know.
Okay with stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of just everybody's meh about stuff.
Yeah.
But now we're happy about this. So
Exactly.
Let's get rolling.
3 questions.
First question from Cora: how do I find the best online prices on women's apparel?
Perfect. So finding best prices on women's apparel, ultimately depends on the markets that you're in. You've got that $20 and under market, then you've got the gap between 20 and 100, and then from there it's all based on brand. So I'm going to answer this question based on pricing if you're doing competitors pricing, because I think that's going to be more useful for the audience here. So when you're looking at competitors pricing, ultimately a lot of people go and they look at pricing of companies that are selling a $600 shirt and they're like, how are they doing that? They don't realize that how you price yourself is ultimately the brand that you're creating. We met with a fantastic company in Little Rock. They sell, $80 to $90 t-shirts. And for me as a consumer, I'm like, wow, that's expensive. But it's not. It's a limited edition. There's only 100 of those items in the world. There are factors that dictate that price. And so the first thing you need to understand is, what are you selling? Yeah. Are you cut and sew? Are you vertically integrated? Are you selling someone else's product that you're just hem tagging? Those details matter because it's going to dictate the price that you can command. Yep. So when you're doing that research, go and build out a list of the top 25 to 30 companies that are in your vertical and see what their pricing is, figure out why they're pricing themselves that way, and then, figure out a strategy. If you're going to come in lower, If you're going to go higher, figure out a strategy for that.
I think the other thing to not do as well is to look at your competitors and then just consistently underprice yourself, because that forces you to race to the bottom. And I know for what I'm assuming, looking at this guy's, the URL and everything, I would guess that they are maybe drop shipping or that they are kind of reselling somebody else's stuff. And if you are constantly underpricing yourself there, you're going to make your margins razor thin, and it's going to be really hard for you to grow and operate if you're working off of I can make $1 off of each sale. Yeah.
The very limited knowledge I have of the apparel industry, it is an extremely cutthroat industry, and margin is very, very important because there's always things on the back end that they don't tell you about beforehand. You're going to go and order 5,000 units and 1,000 of those units are going to be damaged. You eat that cost most of the time. So running on a razor thin margin without giving buffer for those types of incidents will crush you quickly.
Question 2, what are the main challenges when expanding your business into a new or distant market?
Ooh, I love this question. That's a great question. So I want to actually hear your thoughts on it, and then I'll talk about it.
I'll talk from experience at a previous e-com company that I worked at. We moved into selling in Canada, which we thought, this will be easy. This is just going to be changing shipping addresses and something like this. We were horribly wrong. It turned into a 3-month project that we had to start working with customs. We had to price differently for this new market, expanding into Canada. We had to get new shipping rates. We had to partner with different shipping, last leg delivery services. It was much more of a project than we assumed. And I think a big thing that a lot of people do when they say, I want to sell overseas or I want to sell in the UK, they underestimate how big of a deal that really is. And then maybe under-dedicate the resources, time, and money that is actually needed. So I would say one of the main challenges is underestimating how difficult it is, and then not preparing yourself for customs and dealing with the foreign government and all that entails.
Yeah, and I think to add on to that, I'm going to assume that you want to serve your customers well. So if you're in the U.S. and you're serving your customers well, think about everything that goes into serving a customer well. It's local distribution. It's having a phone number. It's having the access for someone to speak to you as a company. When you move international, a lot of people, the idea of moving international is breaking into a new market. It's exciting. You need to really do a cost analysis and understand, can you serve your customers just as well when you're shipping internationally without an international presence, without last mile distribution, without local distribution, all of those things matter. If you're running at a 60% margin and you have local distribution, you have everything in the United States, that margin is going to probably get cut in half as soon as you go outside of the U.S. When you have customs, you have different shipping times, because you don't want to lower the expectation of your customers. If you're doing 3-day shipping in the U.S., your UK customers are going to expect 3-day shipping. And so the worst thing you can do is break into a new market and underserve that new market, because the ability to go into a new market, you want to spread, you want to continue to grow. It's actually going to become a hindrance, and it's going to become a thorn in your side if you don't realize that you've got to serve them just as well. So it's not just opening your website to accept the Canadian dollar or the euro. You've got to understand from a strategic standpoint, can you be profitable in this new sector over a course of time, because you're going to have to reinvest. So all of those questions, it's never as simple as uploading a new currency into your page and updating your shipping. It's going to be a thoughtful decision, and you need to be very thoughtful around, is this a new market that you can sustain profitability over a long time? Yeah.
Our final question, also from Cora. With all the buzz around Facebook Messenger bots, should we focus on this as much as we do with email?
Great question again. So bots are kind of iffy right now. You actually cannot, as of recording this, April 10th. Yeah. 10th. April 10th. Yeah. You cannot plug in a new bot into Facebook right now. With their updated terms of privacy, everything like that, they've actually shut off that function. So talking to people who do have bots, one little very unknown thing, you can actually check how well your customers are, and this is just a tactical thing, we'll go back into the theory of it. You can check how well your customers are responding to your bot. Go to your page, go to the right tab, and under page, like your admin page, click on Bot Messenger and click on that, and it'll actually give you a relevancy score, feedback. A lot of people are really pissed off at companies, e-commerce companies using bots, because it's a very intimate space. I mean, email, we think about email in 06, 07. It was intimate. Everybody read every single email. You've been conditioned to accept advertising in your email inbox. If someone sent you a text notification or sent you a message that you didn't know, it's an invasion of privacy at this point. And so you need to be very thoughtful on how you're doing it. Yes, I think you should focus on it. The open rates are extreme when you're doing a good job of storytelling, feeding content, not just saying, hey, you left this in your cart, do you want to buy it still? Like, don't be salesy. Use it as a conversation piece and as a way to talk to someone. It's massive. It is email in 06, 07.
I think there's some pigeonholing too in this question about Facebook Messenger bots. I think you could say with all the buzz around bots, because I think on-site chat and on-site bots is something that's kind of under-leveraged.
Yes.
That is a better experience, I would say, even than something coming into your messenger and feeling like, oh, do I want to interact with this brand where I interact with all my friends in my group chats?
Yeah.
If you're on a brand site and you're talking to a bot there, I think that's a much more kind of present place to be, where like, okay, I accept the fact that I'm talking to this marketing bot.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great path of interacting with your customer.
Yes.
It allows you to be there 24/7 when your customer service person may be asleep at 3 a.m. in the morning. So,
and the most exciting thing for me with bot technology is not the marketing aspect of it, it's the customer service aspect. You can scale customer service at a level that's unseen when you're able to connect data to identity. So, like you said, for someone reaching out at 3 o'clock in the morning because they got a notification that their package hasn't shipped yet, and they're a little frustrated, if they're able to go in, interact with your bot, and that bot is able to pull relevant data and say, hey, Susie, this package was shipped out yesterday. Here's the tracking number. You should expect it in 3 to 5 days. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. So I'm very bullish on bot technology, but just like with anything, it's the amount of effort you put into it that's important. Perfect. Question of the day. Talking about privacy. Privacy is a massive conversation in the US and the UK right now. I'd really like to know, kind of an oddball, what do you think the level of privacy that you have, or that you expect to have, I guess is a better way to ask that. What do you think should remain private, and what do you think is public domain? I'm of the opinion that when it comes to non-sensitive information, non-financial data, like I've just accepted that you have no privacy. If you have a phone in your pocket, wherever you're walking, Google is mapping out where you are. Apple is mapping out where you are. It's listening. It's not like actively listening, but like I honestly prefer that, because if you can tailor a better experience to me based on my data, if you're using it well to enhance my life, great. If you're a bad actor and you're not doing that, then I hate you. But it's going to be taken either way. So that's my opinion. Would love to hear yours. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we will talk to you tomorrow.